They teabag me.
Yeah, what is this sexual tension between the two of them? Are you making pho or chlamydia?
Bone should slide right out.
Ah, good. Sliding my bone right out. That also Uncle Roger's favorite bedroom activity.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
children. And hello, aunties.
Chef Brian Tsao here, not your typical chef, and today I'm going to be reacting to Uncle Roger review most annoying chef ever, Nick Digiovanni. Before I go on with today's episode, I do want to give a shout out to all of my amazing sous chef level patrons. Guys, thank you so much for your support. You, along with all the patrons, really do contribute a lot to this channel. And for those of you who are watching and want to support further, please consider becoming a patron. Be sure to visit the link in the description below. By becoming a patron, you get to take advantage of some awesome perks like early access to new videos, but more importantly, exclusive Patreon content. And lastly, if you like big riffs, distorted guitars with the touch of melody, my band Lost Becomes has just put out our full-length debut album on all major streaming platforms. Be sure to check out the music video right here for the song Grudge. Thank you very much.
You haven't heard of pho. It's the most famous Vietnamese noodle soup in the world. It's time to go grab some ingredients.
God, I love pho.
If we're gonna make a recipe that takes 8 hours, we better go get good.
All right, I haven't reacted to too many Nick Digiovanni videos, but from the one that I did do, which I believe was his ramen, he seems to do a lot of sexual innuendos with his food.
He's taking us shopping again. This cooking video, not supermarket sweep. Don't need to show your shopping. When Uncle Roger make video, I just make video. I don't show you me going to shop buying orange polo. And nephew Nick, very dirty.
We would
He's
like
gonna
to see
do
that.
something weird with vegetable.
Maybe let's go.
Super 88, baby.
See?
So is he on the West Coast? Oh, God.
Stop sexually harassing vegetable. Don't treat grocery store like Tinder. But he buying MSG. That good?
Good, right?
Yeah.
So let's begin. I'll start by charring off the skins of several
Good.
onions just to get
Charring onion good.
Now we'll do the exact same thing with our ginger. The
Correct.
skins from all of this
Charring ginger, correct?
incredible.
Nice.
Our ginger is properly charred.
No. I don't think you char enough. Roast onion and ginger for 10 minutes on the fire. You want it blacker. Less Obama, more Wesley Snipes.
Now in a medium pan, I'll add about 8 to 10 pods of star anise, which
Anise,
is
correct?
exactly
Okay.
like licorice. A couple cinnamon sticks,
Cinnamon,
a few
good.
cardamom pods,
Cardamom
a
pod,
handful
good.
of coriander seeds,
Coriander,
a few
correct.
fennel seeds, which also have
Fennel, correct?
flavor, and last but not least, a few whole cloves.
Clove, okay,
Right on.
okay.
All right,
All the
yeah.
spice good.
Yeah,
Not
right there
bad,
with Uncle
nephew
Roger.
Nick, not bad.
I'll dry toast these for about 3 to 5
Toast them good.
Beautiful,
And keep
beautiful
in mind,
pan.
you can adjust the levels of these seasonings.
Brand spanking
don't
new.
toss them. No need tossing. Now it's falling out. Your kitchen floor now more flavorful than all Jamie Oliver restaurant. Hey, that's not very nice. Emotional damage.
So feel free to get creative. At this point, we'll take our cute little spice sachet and add in all
sachet. Rachel Ray had one of those tea bags, but hey, I'm not against it at all whatsoever. I don't think I knocked Rachel Ray for that, right? No, I don't think so. I think that's a smart way to go about it. I honestly don't remember what I said in the Rachel Ray video, so if I'm saying opposite things, shit, call me out on it.
They teabag me.
to begin.
Nick, it's a teabag. They teabag me.
Yeah, what is this sexual tension between the two of them? Are you making pho or chlamydia?
I'll begin by squeezing a few lemons into
Lemon already.
Toss in the lemon halves
Yeah,
too. Next, we'll
that's
fill our
weird.
pot with cold water. It's time to add in
Cold
our
water,
meat. For the
yes.
bones and meat, we want marrow-rich beef bones such as
Correct.
nipples or leg bones. We'll add in some beautiful oxtail, some gorgeous short rib, a giant piece of flank steak, and a little piece of brisket. To finish this off, we'll add a nice handful of salt. Give it a nice.
Why when Nick putting spice in, always this weird hand motion? Hiya, professional chef so busy in kitchen. No time for elegant fingering. Just throw.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I don't think, I mean, Nick definitely did it a bit for the camera, but yeah, it's very common, especially with kosher salt. It's specifically the way the grain of the kosher salt is designed for you to sprinkle it through your fingers. You'll notice if you take table salt next to kosher salt, it's a lot easier to sprinkle the kosher salt.
And let it soak for 1 hour. We'll discard our lemon halves and bring the pot to high heat, boiling the bones and meat for 5 minutes.
Okay, so I think he's blanching it first. He put the lemon in there for acidity and I guess to help coagulate the blood and stuff like that. He said bring it to a boil and let it go for 5 minutes. Maybe he's gonna dump that water out, get rid of the impurities, all the gelatin, you know, the gelatinous stuff, like I said, the blood, dump that water out, rinse it off, and then start the broth and the cooking process. We'll see.
You don't need to put lemon just yet. Lemon come later, because now the meat gonna be little bit sour from lemon.
Now we'll rinse our beef off in this cold water.
Okay.
And
So
as you can see,
So he blanched it, and again, you can see how cloudy that water is. You don't want that in your final product. You don't want any of that scumminess, and you see that he's putting it into clean water. He's rinsing it off. He's gonna dump that pot out, and he's gonna put the protein back in and start the broth from there. I think the lemon was there again to help coagulate the blood and stuff like that. I could be totally wrong. Let me know. Maybe it's an aroma thing. I'm not exactly sure. That's just my assumption.
so now we'll rinse out our pot. Now onto a sheet tray, we'll add some paper towels, then place down our beef and bones to dry. Now we'll put our meat dry. Then to our pot with fresh water, we'll add back that parboiled meat.
Nice.
Place this on the highest heat
The broth gonna be nice and clean this time. Good job, Nick. Good job.
possible for 3 to 4 minutes. This is where we're gonna see lots of impurities come to the top.
Yeah, even though you blanched it, there still will be some impurities. He's going at the highest heat, you know, kind of blanching it one more time. I don't think he's gonna dump the water out this time. He's just gonna skim it off the top.
Looking nice for
Gently
you.
remove the gunk from the top until the top of our pot looks nice and clear. Now we
that?
reduce to low and partially cover for 3 hours. While we wait, we'll prepare
Your cameraman sneezing because he allergic to your bullshit.
our vegetables. To start, daikon radish.
Daikon.
Most of my vegetables in
Daikon not traditional.
Yeah.
But okay.
pieces. So for this, I'll just do a nice rough chop. For our onions, I'll peel away all of our charred bits. Forgetting
Nice.
to peel these will make for a
Correct.
pretty frothy broth.
Keep it clean.
And last but not least, with our ginger, I'll simply take a spoon and
nice,
peel
using
off
a
that
spoon.
charred outside layer. Once this has been simmering for 3 hours, I'll add in my charred but peeled onions.
See, that's the same reaction when Uncle Roger catch my ex-wife cheating on me. I just don't want to get splashed on.
And I don't want to overpower it with ginger, so I'll break this in half and add in some ginger, maybe just a little bit more. And then a few nice hunks of my
Nice
daikon
using
wrap
feeling.
with more salt. And then we'll add just a bit of this beautiful
nice.
rock sugar.
Rock sugar.
Correct.
Directly into my...
Sugar correct. But
Yeah.
great for what? The whole lump
That's a
gonna
Western
dissolve
thing.
in broth
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
Hiya.
Throw the whole thing in there, let it dissolve.
This not pasta. You not grating cheese. No need so fancy.
Now we'll simmer this for another 2 hours.
Good.
After quite a long period of time, we can remove those veggies, and it's time to teabag. You can add some fish sauce if you'd like as well, and we'll cook this yet.
Wait, what he say?
Said
What
fish
he
sauce
say?
now?
You can add some fish sauce if you'd like as well.
No, fish sauce not optional. Nephew Nick, I hope you use fish sauce, not optional. Pho without fish sauce, it like Gordon Ramsay without swearing. Something missing. And this good time to put MSG in there also. You just buy MSG from store. Why you don't use?
The way I understand pho broth, again, I could be wrong. I'm not a pro at this. I was under the impression that you don't put in the fish sauce now. That comes later. I guess I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I would let the broth really work first before I put in the flavoring.
What? Now he like dollar store Elon Musk.
While we wait for our broth, it's time to soak our noodles. Quite simply,
So
we add
good,
our rice noodles
good. Don't pull a Rachel Ray and boil that shit. No, you soak it, and then when you're ready to eat, you just dunk it in hot water, boiling water rather, really quickly, and that's it.
Correct noodle.
and let them sit for about 30 to 45 minutes. After 8
Correct.
hours, when it's literally getting dark outside,
That not even dark? The sun's still up?
our pho broth is complete. And pho is all about the broth. So I'm gonna have my cameraman Manny, who has never tried pho in his life, come and taste.
All right, let's try this. It's really hot.
Oh, so that many.
Blow on this. That's hot. That's really good.
Why
Oh,
his
that's
hair
the guy
cut
who
like
was
this?
in the
It like the hair on
video
side
earlier.
of his head run away and meeting on his chin. I think his barber fucked up.
We'll remove our sachet, as well as all of our meat and bone. Our meat is soft and tender, to the point that the bone should slide right out. The bone should slide right out.
Ah, good. Sliding my bone right out. That also Uncle Roger's favorite bedroom activity.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
children. And hello, aunties.
Now it's time for our noodles. For some reason, mine says Helen on it. And I was
Helen?
Roger talking about someone named Auntie Helen.
Auntie Helen, that my ex-wife, is that her new business venture? Of course she making colander now. This bitch love torturing me. Oh my god, she draining rice with colander.
Once my noodles have soaked, I actually like to cook them in the broth itself.
No, you don't cook noodle in the broth.
I actually like to cook them in the broth itself.
You cook noodle in water separately.
Yeah. Nick's theory is right. I mean, I think it's accentuating the flavor further, and he's doing this at home, so for me, it's fine. But if you were doing this in a restaurant setting, in a professional setting, if you did that for every order of pho at a pho restaurant, you will, number one, thicken your pho broth, which, depending on who you are, that may or may not be desirable, although not authentic. And number two, it's gonna make it cloudy because the starch is eventually gonna bleed out from the noodles from so many dunks, and it will, you know, make your product cloudy. And it's not authentic. You do want to cook it in water separately.
With a bunch of water, if you worked so long and so hard to achieve such an amazing flavorful broth, by cooking the noodles in the broth, you'll soak up some of that flavor. It makes for a more delicious and powerful pho experience. Now,
No. I know you just wash noodle with water, but starch in noodle only come out when they're heat. So when you cook noodle in broth, the noodle starch gonna come out and enter the broth. It's gonna make the broth cloudy.
Yes. So see, exactly. However, he's doing this for, you know, at home. He's not serving in a restaurant setting. Personally, I think it's totally fine. In fact, I probably would do it that way to save me from having another pot to clean later. Again, at a home setting, if I were to personally do it, I understand the theory behind what Nick's doing, but it is not authentic. Let's just make that clear.
You should know this, nephew Nick. Why so lazy? Start fresh batch of water and boil your noodle in there.
we'll make a few nice slices of our beautiful food.
It looks good.
Soft and tender, almost like the juicy brisket.
Looks a little too hot. I would let it rest a little more, cool down a little more. You can cut it a touch thinner, it won't break apart as much, and you know, it'll be at room temperature. You put the broth in there, it'll warm it right back up. That's fine too. I mean, I don't think he cut it immediately. In fact, no, he probably didn't cut it immediately because what's with that bowl? Look at where I paused it. Does that bowl have grooves on the side? That's really weird. Anyway, he made the broth. He took out the protein a while ago. Did he dunk it back in to get it hot? Not sure. I would have sliced it cool or at room temp and let the broth warm it up.
On one
Oh,
side,
it does have whole grooves on the side. Interesting.
with our beautiful rice noodles, and on the other side, some lightly blanched beef.
Nice. Look good.
We'll go with some beautiful, thinly sliced beef. Also,
Beautiful.
Correct. The thin sliced beef, eat raw.
Raw.
Correct.
Yep. 1000%. I personally don't like the blanched bean sprouts. That's just me personally. I like it raw and putting it in fresh when it comes table side. That's just me though.
add in a few slices of this juicy flank steak.
Nice.
Now to finish things off, I'll strain my broth into the bowl.
At this step, usually you don't need straining.
I think he's doing that because he didn't strain it after he made the broth. Again, that's just kind of like fine dining principle. I think it's fine. I think he's trying to make a more of a refined product. I do agree with Uncle Roger. You don't really need to strain at this point.
And when you strain broth, sometimes it loses heat. And you need heat to cook the raw meat.
If he were to strain it, he should strain the whole thing and then have the whole pot already strained, then boiling hot and then into the bowl. Again, I get the principle of what he's trying to accomplish. It's a little bit of a shortcut. You know, if you were coming to my house and I was making this for you, I probably wouldn't strain it, to be completely honest, at that point. You're not worth it.
Finish it off with a few nice leaves of Thai basil.
Basil good.
Edges of lime.
Lime good.
And then in a bowl off to the side, I'll add some hoisin sauce as well as a nice
side.
scoop
Yep.
of sriracha. This is for dipping
I love sambal olek as well on the side.
our meat in, but don't add it to the broth. You've worked too hard for this.
Yo, nephew
Yeah,
Nick
nice.
know about this?
Give yourself a pat on the back.
This is where I would put in the fish sauce, squeeze in the lime juice. I like to have a side of fresh cut jalapeno or something like that, even a little bit of Thai chili. But that looks good, man. It looks pretty damn good. I love it when it has bone marrow and tendon inside. Ugh. I didn't see him put in any MSG either. There needs to be some MSG in there for sure.
Look little bit starchy from the noodle, but very good. So big improvement from his dirty ramen broth. Nick broth used to be dirtier than nephew Nigel DM. This actually really good. Missing spring onion and coriander in the end, and some small mistake here and there. But he the first chef I review who make the whole pho broth from scratch. He got help from Twee. Auntie Twee, she Uncle
Yeah,
Roger
Twee's
good friend.
awesome.
She
She
lives
has a
in
great
London
channel.
also. So give her a follow on Instagram. She makes some of the best pho Uncle Roger tried. Nick doing very good research this time. Uncle Roger actually very impressed. Congratulations. Now you are
Nice.
Uncle Nick Free.
Yeah,
And
hell
now
yeah.
can you stop
for
annoying
you,
me?
Nick.
Hiya.
But I'm still here. Uncle Roger is still yet to acknowledge my fried rice video. I've still yet to get the Uncle Brian title. Why won't you recognize me, Uncle Roger? Why?
Uncle Roger need to change phone number now.
Nick did great. If he put that bowl in front of me, I would eat the shit out of it. I have nothing to add. I mean, whatever I did need to add, I put it in there. Man, I keep thinking, and I got to do more research. I got to hit up a buddy of mine too about the charring. I was always under the impression that you don't scrape off the char. You just put it in there with the char. When I've made it in the past, I don't get it that dark as Nick did it, so maybe that's why. I'm just going based off of what a Vietnamese friend told me and taught me. But again, I could be completely wrong. Let me know in the comments below. Am I right? Am I wrong? Is it one of those things where every family does it a little different? Hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. And with that said, don't be afraid to fail, because failure can only make you stronger. With that said, I am Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef, and I'll see you really soon.